Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time tuning in, welcome to All Things Delicious. Today I'm Brave Belly, I'm eating steak. I have New York strip cut and I have ribeye. Without further ado, let's get the show on the road. So guys, I hope you brought your appetites. You know I definitely did. I have Jasmine rice on the bed, and then we have New York strip steak that I just took off the barbecue, the grill. So check that out. I didn't even cut into it, so I don't know how it came out. I don't use a thermometer to check my meat. I keep it super old school, which is not ideal, but I don't like to be fussy over how I do my barbecues. I just to slap it on the grill and do it. Here's the ribeye, beautiful. I'm not gonna eat all of them. I just wanted to show you guys what I did. All I did is season them in garlic salt, regular salt, pepper, and that's about it. So we're gonna set one aside and we're gonna set the other aside. We're gonna eat two. And the reason why I put it on a bed of jasmine rice is that's how I let the rice or the meat, however, rest. Okay, so all the juices came out and they're on the jasmine rice. So this is how I would eat this. Usually I'd have it like with avocado, maybe some asparagus, but today I wasn't in the mood for any of that. So this is how I would eat it. You know, if I'm home alone, nobody's around, I'd use the cleaver, you know, because you don't have to be presentable, if you will. So yeah, and sometimes I'd have it with beer. I'm not having it with beer today. So the way I like my meat is usually medium or medium rare. So I have a feeling that this is gonna be medium and this is gonna be maybe close to rare. I don't know, being the difference in thicknesses. I took them off at the same time. Like I said, I don't like to be fussy. All I did was open it out of the packet. It was from Aldi. It's a grass-fed beef. It looked very nice. Wasn't crazy expensive. That's where I get all my steak. Most of my meat from is Aldi. And all I did was let it rest all day, basically. It is now almost 5 p.m. So I took it out around, I don't know, let's say around 10 or so. And so it was resting while I went to do some shopping, came back, opened the packet, patted it dry, made sure it's nice and dry. Then I put the salt, pepper on it, a little bit of garlic pepper. While that was sitting, resting, kind of absorbing that salt and pepper, I went and got that grill as hot as I can. I think we went up to like 450, almost 500 degrees. And then I just slapped it on, covered it up, waited a little bit, turned it over. You know, once it looked done on one side, flipped it over one more time. And that's pretty much it. All done by eyeball. Like I said, no thermometer. So right now I'm gonna cut into it. So this is done medium. I believe that's what you would call medium. This is the ribeye. So first bite going in. I don't know if that's medium well or medium, but nonetheless, I'm not really like super picky. Oh yeah, and that rice is so delicious because it has all that flavor from the steak. And it's a good contrast with that steak, you know, all that meat. So you need a little bit of rice to kind of balance everything out, right? This is a little fatty area. And I'll be honest with you guys, I never trim the fat. I love the fat. Usually it's a little on the sweet side, gives it a little different texture. Yeah, so I eat steak very often, at least once a week. And I grew up eating steak very often. So I don't get too crazy about it. Like I've seen people online cooking steak and they're so serious, which I respect, but that's not gonna be me. I mean, these people, first they use a skillet, first they sear it, Then there's like all these methods: sear, reverse sear, you know, butter, let it sit on butter, like all this crazy stuff. That's another thing. I don't use any oil or butter. I just put oil on the grill, you know, kind of like, what do they call it? Like marinate the grill or something like that. But yeah, just so I guess, you know, the meat doesn't stick to the metal. So check that out. It's, as you can see, I'm not doing a whole lot of chewing. It's real easy to chew on. I wanted kind of like my steak to taste clean. In essence, just meat. Okay. So doing all the butter and everything, maybe once in a while, but I usually don't eat my steak that way. So check it out up close. This is the New York strip. It's a lot thicker. Let's see, I might have overcooked these, but you know what? They're still, oh yeah. See, this is kind of like medium, I think. It's perfect. I love it. And yeah, guys, so look at this rice. This was white rice, and now all the juices are in there from the steak since it was resting on top, and it's so rich in flavor, and it doesn't taste oily or greasy at all. So yeah, if I'm gonna be hypercritical, which I usually am, just to myself, because I try to improve every time. So this time, it looks, definitely I kind of overdid it. Could have took it off the grill maybe 2 minutes prior. It's a nice, it's getting a little nicer the more I cut into it. You see? That was a good little part with some fat. You got a sweet little flavor bonus. All right, so this is the other end where it has like more fat and So I'm not very picky about steak since I have it so often. I just like it the way you see, straight up. Like, I don't need barbecue sauce. That kills the taste of like a good steak, in my opinion, personally. Look, we got a little fat gristle, I think that is, unless it's just, no, that's a gristle because it feels like rubber. And I love that. A lot of people cut that off. Little chaser. This is my first meal of the day. I'm gonna eat this, let the food settle, and go do some leg training. Get my legs to grow. Now, I also love Montreal steak seasoning. You know, like that. That's like what you season your steak with before you put it on the grill. I love it. I just ran out, and that's fine because I've been having it with Montreal steak seasoning, so this is a change. I love variety. Those of you who've been watching my channel know how much I value variety. But yeah, this is what I was just in the mood for today, guys. And a bed of rice, I'm telling you guys, that's the move. It's just the rice tastes so soft and flavorful. Now, when I was young, I used to eat it rare. Like age, I don't know, 16 to like 25. I used to eat it rare because I guess my dad likes it rare. And also, I might have been like influenced just by society, like rare, ooh, that's the man's steak. I don't know if it was that, I can't say for a fact, but I just got used to eating rare. And then as I gotten older, I was just like, you know what? It doesn't have to be rare to be good. Like, I don't mind a rare steak. I don't mind the blood at all. For me, it has nothing to do with that. It's all about the texture when I chew. I don't want it to be rubbery. So, I've noticed that tastes definitely change with time, for me at least. So back to this ribeye, you could see you could say I overdid it. Now, don't get me wrong, it depends on who you're speaking with, because trust me that I know a lot of people that would say this is perfect. Guys, let me know in the comments down below what you think a perfect steak, you know, what's the perfect steak? Is it medium? Is it rare? Then I also used to have my steak with like A1 or Peter Luger sauce. The Peter Luger sauce I think is overrated. I grew up next to Peter Luger. I've been there millions of times, and whenever I go, I'm not really crazy impressed. You know, all that dry aging they do. Put it this way. If I had a Peter Luger steak and nobody told me it's from Peter Luger, my dad slapped it on the plate, I know for a fact I wouldn't be like blown away, because I've had it so many times and I just never was. I think a lot of restaurants also have like influence, like within like social media. They probably have a lot of influence with like reviewers and all the Michelin stuff. And at the end of the day, a lot of those white tablecloth places, I'm not really that impressed. You know, Peter Luger has a lot of history. That adds to it. Sometimes people like the whole ambiance, the whole vibe. Like you're eating something so phenomenal, it was aged for forever. But then when you eat it, it's like, okay, dude, it's a steak. That's how I feel about Peter Luger. But like I said, maybe it's because I grew up eating steak all the time. So I'm not crazy impressed. Well, there goes, guys, 2 steaks. Both the ribeye and the New York strip. Usually I just stick towards the New York strip. This time I wanted to switch it up. These I'm gonna save. I'm gonna eat 1 per day. And I'll probably have these after a workout. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out this long. Please leave me more suggestions down below of different foods I should try. And with that being said, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Signing off.